Welcome back. This is it, the end of Module 4, Eureka Squared Math, 4th grade, Module 4, Module Assessment. This is a practice assessment. We're going to go over this together. We're going to go over a lot of them together, so pay attention. And hey, we're almost at 200 subscribers. I want to thank you guys. We're almost there. 51 more. My class gets their little surprise that I'm working on for them. So I greatly appreciate that, as do they. So let's get after this. Also, parents, if you're out there, I do have another version of this on my Teacher Pay Teacher store. You can head on over and have them copy it. There isn't, or you can buy that. There's an answer key to go along with it. All right, let's look at this. Indicate whether each equation is true or false. So you need to say on this one, is 3/4 the same as 4/5? Is 3/4 the same as 4/5? Well, the bottoms are different, but they could be different the same. But what we need to look at, I'm realizing that's a little bit blurry. There we go. What we need to look at is, can we multiply 4 by any number to get 5? Or can we multiply 5 by any number to get 4? No, we can't. So this would be false. All right. The next one is 3/4 equals 6/8. Well, if we look at this one, 3/4, 6/8. The bottom is 4. The bottom here is 8. Can you multiply 4 by anything to get 8? You can. If you multiply 4 times 2, you get 8. Well, if you multiply the bottom by 2, you must multiply the top by 2. So if we multiply 3 times 2, we get 6. Look at that. 6/8 equals 3/4. So that would be true. Figure the next two out the same way. I'm not going to help you with that. Do the same process we just did. All right? The same way we just did it. Is there any number you can multiply 4 by to get to 12? And if you can, do you multiply the top one by the same number? Would you get 7/12? Or is there nothing you can multiply it by? Okay? Take your time. Work it out. 4 times what equals 12? Then you need to multiply the 3 by that same number to see if you get 7. All right? Let's look at the back. It says, think about the equation 4/6 equals 8/12, which that is true. It does, because if you multiply the 6 by 2 and the 4 by 2, you're going to get 8/12. Complete the area modeled below to show 4/6 is equal to 8/12. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. And it says 4. So let's just do a light little shading. Okay, there, that's 4/6, right? How do we get from 6 to 12? Well, we already set it up here. We need to multiply by 2. But how do I show that here? Well, if we draw a line across the middle, now I've turned 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if I count below the line, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I just showed, if you want, you could make this a broken line. You could have gone across it, making a dashed line like that to show it. All right? But as long as you can explain that, it should help. Maybe make the dash line if you think you need to. This one says, use the area model from part A, that would be this one, to help explain why 4/6 equals 8/12. This one you got to use your words. You can say, draw this area model, right, without the line, then draw the area model with the line and say what you did to make it now that you have double the pieces that you started with. All right, take your time on that. Don't let that one mess you up. All right, let's take a look at this page. It says, think about the fractions 4/8 and 1/3. Use greater than, equal to, or less than to compare the fractions. All right, so plot and label 4/8 and 1/3 on the number line to show your answer to part A. So until you do this, you can't show this. Right? Right. So it shows us 0, 1/2, and 1. So we need to find 4/8 and we need to find 1/3. Well, let's do a third first, because that's a little bit easier. So we just split this whole thing in thirds. So if I go here about a third of the way, this would be 1/3. I need to jump again to about, probably about right there. This would be 2/3. And down here, of course, 1 equals 3/3. So now let's put in our eighths. So if this whole thing is 8, so this will be 8 over 8. Oops, that's a bad 8. 8 over 8, right? This would be 0 over 8. The middle, right, because we're halfway, what would the middle be? What's half of 8? That's right, the middle would be 4/8. But if you want to make sure it's the same, so you need to have 4 spots here and 4 spots here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8. I don't know why my line's getting bigger. 7/8 and 8/8. So here's 4/8. Here's 1/3. Which one's bigger? 4/8 is closer to 1. That means it's bigger. So the mouth will go towards 4/8. But also 4/8 is also the same as 1/2. Look at that. All right. So down here it says circle an answer from each list to make the statement true. So what's shown for A here, you got to circle in column A down here. So 4/8 is blank 1/2. Greater than 1/2, equal to 1/2, or less than 1/2. Well, 4/8 is right here and 1/2 is right here. So it is equal to 1/2. All right. Use this to finish the rest of these. All right. You got 2 left. You can handle that on your own. Back here it says add or subtract. Make sure you pay attention. All right. I'm gonna help with. I'll help with one of these. Just one. I'm gonna help with this one. This one wants you to do 3 1/5 plus 4/5. So as I've said before, we don't need to worry about the 3. Just put the 3 in there. And now you have over fifths, so put your fifths in there. Now you have 1 plus 4. What is 1 plus 4? 5/5. All right, so you have 3 and 5/5. Well, the top and bottom number are the same. So this is essentially saying that 3 plus 1 equals. What is 3 plus 1? 4. That should be your answer, right? You have 5/5 here, but 5/5 is the same as 1, right? Because anytime you have the same number on top and bottom, that means it's 1. Even if it's a million over a million, that's still only worth 1. All right? Which expression shows how 4/5 can be decomposed? Choose the 2 correct answers. 4/5 can be decomposed. That means broken down. How can 4/5 be broken down? Well, we need to look at first. This is 4/5. So the first thing you should be looking for is fifths on the bottom, right? So this, no, we don't add the bottom, so that's wrong. Okay, that's possible. There's a 5 and a 5 there. Here there's a 2 and a 3. No, we don't add the bottom. Here there's a 4 and a 5. That doesn't work. Down here we have 5. So let's look at what we have left now. Is 3/5 plus 1/5, does that equal 4/5? It does, because 3 plus 1 is 4 over 5. So circle this one. Then over here we have 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. So equals over 5. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. I should have done that up here. 3 plus 1 equals 4, both over 5. So these are our 2 answers. On the bottom, Adam has 4 3/10 cups of water. Ivan has 1 7/10 cups of water. How many more cups of water does Adam have than Ivan? I don't like the wording. You know I'm going to say that, but I'm just going to let it go like Elsa would do. Yep, I said it. So 4 3/10 minus 1 7/10. Well, here's the problem. That 7 is bigger than that 3. So here's how I want to break it down. I'm going to take 1 out of the 4. So 4 minus 1 is 3. I'm going to take 1 out of the 4. So that's 10 over 10 is 1. So now look at 3 plus 10 over 10 plus 3 over 10. So that's 3. And then we have over 10. So what is 10 plus 3? 13. Minus 1 and 7 over 10. Now the 13 is bigger than the 7, so we're good. So we can do bottom first. 3 minus 1 is 2. We know we're using 10, so now do the top. 13 minus 7 is? That's right, 6. If you want to get fancy, make sure you show both. So you can put or 2. Can we reduce this to the lowest common denominator? We sure can. Divide each one by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is? 10 divided by 2 is? All right. Your teacher's going to want to see 2 6/10. But if you want to be fancy, you can also show your teacher 2 3/5 because it's the same thing. Okay? That's how many more cups of water Adam has than Ivan. Right there. We already did that side. Oh, look at that. We're on to the last page already. All right, number 7 says, think about the fraction 5/4. Plot and label on the number line. So this is 5/4. This technically should be a mixed number, but it says draw and label, so let's do that. So we're going by fourths up to 1, because remember, this is bigger. 5 is bigger than 4, so we have to go past the 1. So 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, and we go one more. This one more, 1 and 1 more fourth, which would kind of be like that because it's 1 and 1/4, but it's also 5/4. So this is where we need to get to. Down here, we're talking about the same thing we just did up here, right? Same thing. It says fill in the blanks to make the equation true. Write one number from the given answer choices in each box. So you got to use one of the numbers in here and one of the numbers in here. Think about what we just did here. How many times did we see fourths in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our 5. And how many is each one worth? What's our bottom number there? 4. Dunzo. Down here we're multiplying. I'm not going to help you with this. I'm just going to show you a quicker way. Do that. Do that. This one. How are you going to do that one? That one's a little trickier. Think about that for a minute. How do you want to do that one? There's a couple ways you could do it. What would be the best? Do you want to make this an improper fraction? 5 times 2 plus 3? Or do you multiply 3 times 2 and then 3 times 3/5? Would it be the same number? What do you think? If it's me, I probably want to make this an improper fraction because I'm going to have to divide again either way. So I want to say 3 1/3 times, I'll multiply this out. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. Okay, so multiply across the top. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 5 is 5. Now we divide it. 5 goes into 39. How many times? 7 with 4 left, and we put that over 5. Remember, when you see the 39 on top of the 5, it's the same as showing a division problem like this. And we put 7 here, and we get 35 minus 4, and that 4 is our remainder, and that goes over the denominator. Okay. If you do this the other way, 3 times 2, right? If you go 3 times 2 3/5, 3 times 2 equals 6. 3 times 3 equals 9. And 1 times 5, right? Because if we break this down, we're going 3 times 2 equals, and then 3 over 1 times 3 over 5, right? So we'd have 6, and then we have 3 times 3 is 9. 1 times 5 is 5. But we can't have, I want to run out of paper here. We can't have 6 and 9/5. So how many times does 5 go into 9? Well, that goes in there one more time with 4 left over, right? 4 over 5 plus the 6. So look at that. 6 plus 1 equals what? 7 with the 4/5. So either way, it works. Do whichever one's best for you. On to the back. Amy walks 1/6 of a mile each day. How many miles does she walk in 8 days? Amy walks blank miles a day. All right. you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you want. Or you can do that. This works, this works. It doesn't tell you how to do it, but 8 days, so 8 times she walks this far. So I'm going to go across the top and get 8 times 1 is 8, and 1 times 6 is 6. But you need to change it to miles. So 6 goes into 8 how many times? 1. What's left? So 8 minus 6 is 2. Put that over the 6. Or 1 and 1/3. Divide 2 by 2, you get 1. Divide 6 by 2, you get 3. Okay? I apologize. I don't know why my focus is going in and out. All right. Number 10. Liz catches bugs and records their lengths as shown. So length of the bugs, we have 1 7/8, 2 5/8, 2 1/2, 2 1/4, 1 7/8. So complete the line plot to represent the data. So you need to put these numbers on here. And look at 1 to 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 to 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all of these are in fourths. Each one is a fourth. And everything's bigger than 1, but smaller than 3. Okay? So let's look at the first one. 1 and 7/8. So here's 1. And then we need to find, well, this is eighths, but we wanted fourths. So what do we got to do? Well, let's put eighths in. If it's fourths, we divide 4 by 2, we get eighths. So what we got to do is divide the 4, divide it into 2 pieces. And that shows you there, right there, right? So 1 and 7/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eighths is right there. So we'll put an X right there. I'm sorry, my phone's ringing. I apologize. I'm not answering that this second. So we got that one. Hold on, it's almost done. All right, now 2 and 5/8. Well, here's 2. So we need to count up. That should be the last ring. We need to count up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our 5/8 because we're bigger than 2. Put that X there. We have 2 1/2. Well, what's half of 8? 4. So 2 1/2, it's a half, so half of 8 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're there again. Put that X. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I miscounted. 2 and 5/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5/8 was right there. 1, 2, 3, the 4 was right there. I apologize. There we go. 2 1/4. Well, a quarters are still here. We still have those marked. So we just go 2, and that was our quarter. So we put an X there. Now we have 1 and 7/8 there already. So we know that's right here. All right, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All marked out nice and neat. Okay? The last one's on you, though. It says, what is the difference between the length? What is the difference in length between the longest bug and the shortest bug? The longest bug, this is where we stopped. What was that? 2 and 5/8. They want to know the difference, which means we're subtracting. And the shortest bug was 1 and 7/8. Remember, this won't work because this is smaller than this. So you got to change this up somehow. How are you going to change it? All right. That's it. This is the end of Module 4. I hope I helped. I hope these helped you. I hope you're ready for your test. Watch this again if you don't get it. Then watch it again and watch it again until you get these right. All right? Until you know it. Until you have them all down. Change the numbers up if you need to. Test yourself again with a different way. All right? Hey, guys. I will be back soon with Module 5. But for now, good luck on your Module 4 assessment. And as always, have a good night.